Okay, y'all, I don't own the rights to any of the music. I'm making a sublimated flag real quick. Someone that I used to play derby with, their ex sent me a photo and was like, hey, I just was thinking of you. And I was like, well, watch what I can do with this. They've been working on trying to get some stuff together that they want to see what I can do with it. So that's what I'm doing right now is I'm just doing the sublimation flag. It's literally just to see like how long it takes me. I'm printing it already. I emailed it to myself and put it on the program. Guys, I use Silhouette, so I don't know what you guys use. I am still in the garage. He did tell me that there's something wrong with the Corvette, so he's going to take the Corvette to go get it looked at, which means I'll probably have more space to spread out a little bit more for probably 2 weeks while dude's looking at the car. So I don't know when we're going to take that, but we will be getting rid of the Corvette for a little bit to give me a little bit more room. It's looking like the middle of June before they can even come do our floors again, and so it'll be 3 weeks after that that I will be able to move back into the room. So with that being said, we've got quite a bit on our plates as far as the flooring goes and leaving and strategics with the car, but that's not why we're here. We're waiting on this thing to finish printing and it's about to spit out, so we'll see. I've already pre-pressed my flag to get out my humidity and my wrinkles, so we're there already. It is 100% sublimation, or 100% polyester for sublimation. Let me adjust this camera real quick. And I know I've been failing on YouTube, you guys. I'm really sorry. Last week I was trying to, I guess, inadvertently stress myself out. I made a blanket and failed. I will pause it and go grab the blanket so that you guys can see it. I want my followers, friends, family, and most importantly, my kids. Ooh, my hair. Most importantly, my kids, because they tell me a lot of times, Mom, you don't fail. Well, yes, I do. I just am really good at like not letting it bother me, I guess. And when I say not letting it bother me, like it doesn't outwardly, like I recluse. I'm really upset with myself. I wasted a blanket. I wasted time. I wasted effort. I wasted, if nothing else, material. So the blanket and the paper to put the photos on. It's not going to keep me down. I am going to get the blanket done. I will get it done before the end of next week, which is the last day of school. My goal is to get it done hopefully today, tomorrow, the sooner the better. Obviously, it's someone who means a lot to us, and we've watched our daughter grow through the years of knowing her, and I'm trying not to tear up. So I'm just going to stop talking about it, but I got to get this blanket done, and right now I'm still trying to thought process how I'm going to do it next, because all of the videos that I've seen have not been the same blanket that I'm doing. They haven't been the same type of pictures. They haven't used the same paper. Like, there have been so many differences, and it's really hard to apples and oranges compare something. So I'm just going to have to trial and error it. I have another blanket. I have the other side of that blanket, so I'm going to try it on the other side of that blanket. No, I'm not. I'm not wasting any more photo paper because I've already got 6 to 10 photos over here already printed, so I'm going to use those for the blanket. And I'm going to reprint the signature pages. This is a teacher that's been in my daughter's life for a good portion of her band career so far. So we really want to make it meaningful. And I'm not going to give her a blanket that her marchers look like holograms. Hello, I can't do that. So this is almost done. And one thing that you guys will learn, if you haven't already, if you're interested in doing this, is that you need to let your paper dry. Your paper cannot be wet when you go to touch it, flip it over, cut it, rip it, whatever your process is. And I've heard people with blankets, they like to rip it because it gives it a softer line versus that really hard paper line. Plus, the ink buildup on the edges of the paper from the printer head nozzles and all that, printer heads and nozzles and all that stuff. So I want to make sure that that doesn't happen this go around, because the whole point, guys, is to just show you it's a garden flag. It's not two-sided. I probably could do two-sided, but they're a little thin, like you guys can see through it, like hello. So no, I don't really want to do two sides on these. I can probably do two sides. I don't think it'll come out the way that we want it to. I don't think we'll achieve our goal. There are probably flags out there that you could. And I've seen people where they're doing full shirts all at one time. I don't have a press big enough to do that, but I'm interested in learning as well. Unfortunately, most of my customers do not want to wear 100% polyester shirt. Therefore, I'm not being asked to do that. Again, I'm going to go ahead and put this on pause, and I'll come back with the blanket so that you guys can see what the blanket looks like. Again, guys, it was my first one. Go easy on your girl. Okay, guys, literally as soon as I went to put it on pause, the printer printed it out. It's sitting here drying. I do have it on the warm platen of the heat press. I did, you know, get the wrinkles and the humidity out of the flag. I am in the garage. I do have the garage door open, so I am going to pre-press everything that I possibly can, because who knows, with me opening and closing the garage door, it's not raining outside, but it's Oklahoma. The temperature is drastic, so it'll be 30 degrees in the morning and 80 degrees before we go to bed. Yes, that calls for humidity in the garage, especially because the doors are being open. So with all that being said, this picture meant a lot to me. And I'm not going to release these videos until after I give this teacher this blanket. So boo-hoo. Oh, I guess this was another issue I had, is that tape. It took me 45 minutes just to get all the tape off of this last night. This picture meant something to me and my kid because we went on this trip with them. This teacher. And then she ended up with 3 sets of eyes, y'all. And I don't even understand how. She got 3 sets of eyes. He got 3 sets of eyes. Why did it do that? And it also covered in there. I ended up with hologramish type photos. These are all the ones I'm showing you. They're ones that turned out great. Let me see. Is it this one? It's this one. Look at that hologram. I mean, cool effect, but that's not what I was going for. So you guys, I've got to go and remake the blanket. And what I've decided that with this, I want to make the blanket to where it's just pictures and the logo on one side. And then on the opposite side, we're doing signatures and the logo on it so that she has a 2-sided blanket. So there's that. I'm going to put it on pause for another minute. Let this dry. I say minute. Let's give it 2. I'll come back in 2 minutes. And we'll go ahead and just heat press this bad boy. I will not touch it until we are done. See, hologram. That hurts my feelings. And I did see one thing that I did not do. They heat pressed it, then smushed it with the lint roller, all one direction, and then smushed it again so that the furs were not moving. So I think that's part of what I did not do. And I think the furs moved when I put because it's hot, and then you put the picture on it, you do risk ink coming out of that sheet right away. So that's probably what I did. But I'm going to put it on pause. We're going to give it 2 more minutes. We're going to let it dry a little bit more on the warmed plate. And it is not, I'm going to show you guys real quick because I stopped it. It is not, the swing part is not over top of it. I'm just letting it warm up. That's it. Again, before I get off, I wanted to say I do not own the rights to the music. I do own a business. We do pay 3 different licensure companies. Do not come at me. Let my stupid videos go. So hang on, guys. Okay, friends. What I did is I let it dry. I did give it 7 minutes. So be mad at me, whatever. I did trim it. One thing that I've learned is that if you don't want dye transfer, trim every edge. Rip the edge, whatever you want to do, trim it. You don't want that ink buildup from the nozzles or the head. I did it a little bit smaller because of the image itself. It says, "Be the reason someone smiles today." And I'm going to lay it on here where I want it. I've already knocked my wrinkles and my humidity out. I am going to let it hang a little bit further down because what I think I've learned so far is I don't want the seams as much as possible. I do not want the seams to be in the heat press itself. So the top and bottom ones I can take out. The other ones I cannot. So I have my, well, I don't know where. You guys, this thing has a mind of its own. Okay, so I've got my tape dispenser over here, and honestly, don't be like me. Don't be cheap. Spend the $10, get a tape dispenser, and you want to do that because it saves you a whole lot of time. I was literally just lining it up on whatever heat press I wasn't using or whatever, and that's just, it's not long-term sustainable, and it's not efficient. And efficiency is key because my time is money. I don't know about y'all. Again, I don't own the rights to any of the music. I do pay for 3 other licensures to play music, so don't come at me. All of my businesses are blanket incorporated under one, so I do know that it is valid. All right, so what I'm going to do, people call it blow-up paper. I have stuff underneath. That way, if the ink goes through the sheets, it will go onto the blowout paper. And lucky for me, it's about 11 inches, 10.97 was the actual width the part that I cut, or printed rather, and then I trimmed it down to that. Okay, then I put some blank copy paper over top of it to absorb the rest of the ink. I am using copy paper on this one because it's smaller. All right. 45 seconds. I'm at 385 for 45 seconds. I do think this heat press is going to, like, the heat is going to lower. I haven't done a whole lot of sublimation on this one. That's why I'm doing this. I want to see how well the garden flag turns out. If it turns out cute and it's very vibrant and colorful, then I will use it in my garden unless the person says that they want it. They know who they are. But I just kind of wanted to see apples and oranges because I've got a clamshell and this is a swing away. I wanted to see how well sublimation this would do before I go doing this blanket. So that's why I'm doing the flag. It's very important. We've got the final countdown. We're at 5. It did lose 25 degrees. That is a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the timer off because you have to do this one manually. Let it sit up for a second. And this is probably when I get my hazing and my hologrammy looks. It hasn't moved, but it also hasn't gone higher than 360. So I might need to wait until it's back up at 385 and then press it again. But I don't want hologram, so let me just see how this turned out. I knew it was going to dump temperature. Let's just see. Look, it took my pages with it. And it might not be as vibrant because the temperature wasn't right. Ow. It's literally stuck to the sheet. Was stuck. Okay. And one of the other things, I probably don't let them cool long enough before I peel them. So hopefully this turned out really good because I really want one of these heat presses to work for sublimating blankets. I have freaking 6 of them right now, 7 of them, in addition to this one that I messed up, so 8 total. So it's getting cool. I think I can feel it now. So let's see how cute this turned out, you guys. And I just thought this would be like childish, cute, summery. And then that person said they found it in their kids' daycare classroom window or wall. So I think it turned out great. I like it. Even though it didn't keep the temperature, I think it still turned out. And I'm looking backwards, y'all. Let me look at it the right way. Let me make sure. So I believe these guys were added and this was added, but the picture itself was on the daycare classroom wall. So I think it turned out. I'm going to go put it in my garden, y'all. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. If y'all have any tips and tricks on how to get this sublimation blanket to not show up hologrammy, because as I'm looking at it, even this one, see, the instructor's face turned out great, but as you get back further into the picture, maybe it's just this type of blanket, y'all. I don't know, but I'm not going to be defeated. Your girl laying down. I'm going to figure it out. So thanks for the support. I appreciate it.